I want to tell you that I've experienced what it means for a family to suffer. And I just want to share my story quickly. When my baby boy, now a long time ago, when he was 6 months old, he started with a little bit of a fever. And when you raise kids, you just know what's going on. And so I was pretty positive he had an ear infection. So I took him to the pediatrician, and the doctor said to me, yeah, Robyn, he definitely, it's an ear infection. So I took him home with the antibiotic, and he didn't get better. And that baby that night was sick, sick, sick. And then he was sick the next day. And so I took the baby back to the pediatrician. And this time, my wonderful doctor, great physician, he looked at me and he held my hand. He actually reached across and said, now listen, the baby is fine. Don't worry. So I went back home, and I don't know, he didn't get better. And we moms, we have a sense of when kids are sick. Now, I have a little mom, and she's about, short little Norwegian lady and 5'2", and she looked at me. She's 94 now, and she remembers this story with me, and that is that she looked at me and she said, Robyn, I don't care what the doctor said. I want you to take that baby to the hospital. And, oh, I tell you, I'm still afraid of my mom, right? She knows what to do in life. So I obeyed her. I didn't want to face the doctor either, but here I got in the car, put that little kid in the back seat, 6 months old, little yellow furry pajama. I snapped him into his car seat, and I drove slowly because I didn't really want to do it, but I took that little kid to Mary Bridge Children's Hospital in Tacoma, Washington. And when I walked into the ER and I set him on the counter, all of a sudden the little nurse at the counter started screaming, code blue, because the baby, my baby, 6 months, had died in the back seat of that car on the way to that hospital. Oh my goodness, couldn't be happening to me, right? But it was. My baby boy had passed away, and boy, the doctors started rushing around, cut downs right away. They slammed an art line down into his heart and opened up his ankles. And I remember standing looking through the glass, and I thought to myself, I'm in a movie. This can't be happening to me. This can't happen. This is the worst thing I could imagine at that time, that my baby boy would die. So they were working on him, resuscitating him. Time went by. Dr. Martha McCravey was the intensivist on that floor that day. And later she would tell me that she didn't know if she had made a mistake, because she did manage to bring him back. But when she did, she came out of the room later to say, Robyn, he's going to die tonight. He is going to be spastic. He's never going to walk. He's going to be blind and deaf, and he will never read. He'll never write. Robyn, I hope I did the right thing. Now, with that, I, of course, thought that she did the right thing. My family thought she did the right thing. But the truth was, I didn't know until later that God had volunteered me to become the mom of a special need child. Yeah. The worst thing that ever happened to me, suffering. Our little boy, as he grew up, it was tough. He had emotional discontrol. He couldn't go to public places, couldn't go to church. I couldn't ask a Sunday school teacher to help him. He was too much to take control. And what I want to say to every mom who's watching out there is that God didn't forget where I was. He didn't forget what was happening in my life. He was with me in every step of the journey, because he had a plan for me and for Graham as we move forward in life. Today, Graham is 33 years old. That was spinal meningitis, and it just about took it from me. But what that did is it changed the way that life was unfolding for me. Suffering became the tool to alter the way our family operate. We learned through suffering how God could create a miracle story. And that story has created all these years of who we became. I'm so grateful. Now, sounds terrible, but the worst thing that ever happened to me, I wouldn't trade it just to have what I thought was God's perfect plan. God had a perfect plan through suffering. Today, Graham's the light of our life.
Hi everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe today and you'll never miss a new upload. Thanks for being a part of our Better Together community.